and welcome to my channel. Welcome, y'all. So today I will be talking about something that the whole world has really been talking about. It was very, very controversial. I'm gonna try to be politically correct as possible, but I'm gonna give my 2 cents in it, okay? So I will be definitely talking about Dwayne Wade's son Zion transitioning into his daughter Zaya, and how the world has just been up in arms and in a frenzy. So it was this meme on Facebook that a couple of people had tagged me in, and a couple of people wanted me to give my 2 cents in. So I'm getting ready to share that meme with you guys. It was a very problematic meme. I was sitting there trying to figure out, what the hell does R. Kelly got to do with anything? Why are we talking about pedophilia? But you guys wanted me to give my 2 cents in, so here it is. Check out this problematic meme. Now, before I get into it, honey, this ain't apple juice. Ooh, I had to take that down before I really get into it. I'm a parent, and as a parent, a good parent, because not all of y'all are good parents now. As a good parent, you want to support your child and anything that they would like to do. You want to be better parents than our parents were to us. And I'm sure our parents wanted to be better parents than our grandparents were to them. Okay? So as a parent, you want to support your child. You want to encourage your child. You want to be there for your child. You want to support their important milestones. As a parent, it's about being there, being present, and being supportive. Sometimes that's more important than materialistic things, okay? I say that to say this. As parents, we don't always approve of what our kids might be doing. We don't always agree, but sometimes you have to bite the bullet and you have to support. Now, I find this meme very problematic because I don't think it has anything to do with R. Kelly. We're not talking about the same thing. It's something completely different. Now, I think it's amazing that Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade are supporting their child in what they want to do. That support is amazing. What I find problematic, what I have a problem with, is the simple fact that this child is 12, underage. I have a problem with Dwayne Wade going on interviews and Gabrielle Union going on press tours and discussing this underage child's sexuality. Now, I say that to say this. We condemn T.I. for discussing his daughter's sexuality. He should have never, ever talked about it. I really don't care if your child is heterosexual, binary, bisexual, gay, transitioning into a damn dinosaur, okay? I don't care. I feel like, especially when they are not old enough to speak out to the public and tell their truth, it makes me cringe, the fact that they're going into these public platforms and discussing their underage child's sexuality. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. And it's that I have a problem with. When they're old enough to speak their truth and discuss the transition, that's on them. But for you as a parent to get on your platform and discuss their sexuality, it's disgusting. And number one, it leaves room for adults to talk bad about them. The world is very, very cruel, as we know, and to put your child out there to be scrutinized by the public, it is nobody's business. That is between you, your child, the therapist, and a pastor, if you choose to get the damn pastor involved. That is between you guys. It's not the world's business. No matter what your child decides to do, when we're talking about sexuality, it is not everybody's business. It exposes your child to so much public humiliation, and it's not fair for the child. So at some point, as a parent, okay, we got to consider the child's well-being, the child's mental and emotional well-being, okay? Because motherfuckers out here is ruthless, okay? If it was my child personally, it's not my child, so I can't tell people how to raise their kids. Everybody raises their kids differently. I personally wouldn't discuss my child's sexuality with the world. So at some point, is this for clout? The parent going on press tours talking about the underage child's sexuality. Is this for clout? You got a question. Is this to boost your career? Is this free press for your career? You know, at some point you got to think about it. And I know Tyrese had made a good point, like a similar point, that you have to think about the child's mental well-being and emotional well-being. So I think the first person he did an interview with was Ellen, and this is what he had to say on the Ellen show.
Guys, you know, I think going forward, I'm ready to live my truth. And I want to be referenced as she and her. I would love for you guys to call me Zaya. To every relationship that we have, my wife reached out to everybody on the cast of Pose.
Okay, so when the son, Zion, I gotta be politically correct, Zaya, came out to him, he turned around and told Gabrielle Union, let's hit up the actors that we know that have went through this at their age. They hit up actors from the hit TV show Pose. Instead of talking to a therapist, instead of... What I also have a problem with is Gabrielle Union is not his biological mother. And I feel like they have just written off the biological mother as if she was freaking dead. What's her viewpoint on it? So you, as a father, Gabrielle Union, and the biological mother didn't sit down and have a conversation and do a couple of family sessions in therapy? It just baffles me. But you find it so interesting and so healthy to go on public forums before even going to therapy? Because at some point, no matter who Zaya sees herself, no matter what pronoun she decides to use now or later on in life, there's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with family therapy. It could open up doors for other conversations regarding the family dynamic that you have, maybe prior issues. It just creates a safer space for Zaya and a safer space for the siblings. What about the other siblings? We're so fixated on Zaya's sexuality as an underage child. What about the other children and the progress that they're making? The oldest son plays basketball, and from what I heard through the grapevine, because you know I don't follow sports, he's amazing at basketball. What about the other children? Are we just gonna fixate on sexualizing children, which is so freaking disturbing? So in that essence, if y'all want to tie R. Kelly into this, that's the only thing that I could really see it is like broadcasting your underage child's sexuality and potentially exposing them to predators, pedophiles. That's the only connection I see with R. Kelly, because R. Kelly is a pedophile. Other than that, I don't really see the connection with that dumbass problematic meme that y'all posted trying to make y'all dumbass point. Y'all ashies really be getting on my nerves. Crusties. I call them crusties. Because it's just, come on now. I just feel like that's the only connection. We shouldn't sexualize kids. Period. And if a kid comes out and says, I'm bisexual, I'm gay, I'm this, I'm that, we want to love on our kids as parents. I just would be so irritated, me being heterosexual, or if I came out and said I'm gay, for my parents to turn around and post that shit on Twitter, or turn around and decide to do an interview with Ellen. I would be livid. Now let's take Magic Johnson, for instance. His son, we obviously know that, I don't know what pronoun he uses, so I'm not even gonna say it and be completely wrong or disrespectful to him and his lifestyle. But Magic Johnson and Cookie Johnson didn't go on no damn press store regarding their son's sexuality. We didn't know about his sexuality until he was old enough to talk about it and felt the need to share it with the world. Now, I do believe that when you start talking about agendas, that there is a hidden agenda when it comes to society and the black man. I do believe that is correct, that there is an agenda. But I also do believe that there are black boys and there are black girls that are gay, bisexual, transgender, that we shouldn't ignore because of their sexuality. That they are a part of the black community and they should not be ignored. But I feel like that's separate than the hidden agenda that society is portraying. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. As far as Boosie, I feel like everybody can tell their truth and give their opinion. Opinions are like assholes. We all have one. Nobody's going to agree with everything that you might say. I try to be politically correct as possible, but the next person might not be politically correct as possible. If I'm allowing you to tell your truth and stand in your truth and be who you are, you should be able to accept someone else's truth and allow them to be who they are, even if you don't agree with it. And I think that's the problem that we're having. We so fixated on Boosie and the people that won't conform to this way of thinking that you're doing the same thing that you don't like done to you. You understand what I'm saying? You want to have room to tell your truth, but when somebody else tells their truth, you want to condemn them. And we cannot do that. If you're going to be free to tell your truth, I'm going to be free to tell my truth, and the next person should be free to tell their truth. We don't have to like it. We don't have to agree, but we should be able to show each other respect and coexist. And that was just my rant. Please like, share, and subscribe. And click the bell button for notifications for more videos. And that was just my 2 cents. A lot of people asked me to give my opinion because I've been talking about some problematic stuff, okay, lately. Some controversial shit. So this was just my 2 cents. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Write in the comments. Let me know what you think. Whether you're a parent or not, transitioning or not, into a dinosaur or not. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye.